What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another profile here on UFSU University. My name's Tam, and today we're going to be doing Zasalamel. Alright, everybody, so this is Zasalamel. I think he's incredibly cool, incredibly fun. He is a 5-hand-sized character with 35 life. He's got 3 abilities. E once per turn, his attack gets -5 speed, meaning I can block one thing whenever I want. E, this attack gets plus X damage. X equals the difference between its printed speed between its speed and its printed speed. So either I can -5 speed and give something +5 damage on my attack, or if my attack has gotten a speed bonus, it also gets a damage bonus as well. It's basically confronting Jetta on the character. And then R, after your opponent's blocked attack resolves, play a reversal from your discard pile as a reversal. Holy cow, this card's good. Remove the card after it resolves. He's so rad because he's like a 10-hander. If I hold 5 blocks, I get to play 5 attacks out of my discard pile, as long as I can successfully block, which, -5 speed really gets there. So let's just get into the deck. So starting with the actions, I play 4 Demon Realm Awakening. Honestly, the Enhance never really came in handy, except for random damage pump, random damage mitigation. But I always wanted to block with it so that I could clear it from the card pool and draw another card, so I get another card to block with, and then respond with Zasalamel in an empty card pool. So all my reversals, instead of the main thing with reversals is they have +1 difficulty on all of them because you have the card that you blocked within the pool. Well, this card clears itself, so now Zasalamel just gets to play for free. Plus, it's a 1 mid block. It kills throws. It's such an incredibly powerful card, and it replaces itself. So replace itself, play an attack, and then kill throw. It's good. Want to see this every turn. The next action I play is Know the Power of the Abyss. This card is only good turn 1 and 2. You remove, discard the top 10 cards of your deck, reduce attack speed to 0, and then add a reversal from your discard pile to your hand. The main thing I put this in here for is honestly just the Milton. The way this card works, actually, is that you place it in the card pool, you discard the top 10 cards of your deck, and then you make your control check on whatever. So you always guarantee get to discard the cards because that's part of the cost. And I just wanted fuel for Zasalamel's response. I didn't necessarily care about the speed to 0. I already have Zasalamel for minus speed. This was if the card actually checked, it was just a bonus, which is why we only played 2 of it. It also doesn't have a block, but it picks up a block. Asterisks. Onto the assets. We're playing a bunch of assets for a normal standard deck. We're playing Swordfish 2. This is nukes and attack. We're playing Kafilze. It just seals a foundation on either turn and /or every time that they play an ability on a foundation, -1 speed, and it also checks a 4, which means I'm just getting more targets in my discard pile for the reversal effect. The card's crazy. 1 Erudite Replica. A lot of people play this in the deck for the Breaker 3. Honestly, I just wanted to play it for the Deadlock Enhance because in Zasalamel, it's +2 speed, +4 damage, because my thing has +2 speed, so +2, +4. And all of my attacks. That means reversals, that means on the attacks on my turn, and I'm playing a couple throws, so +4 damage on a throw. Very good. The 2 coolest cards in the deck, I'm playing 1 Poison Apple. The reason I'm playing this, honestly, is a form once per turn. Both players lose 1 vitality. Zasalamel has the 3rd highest life in the game, so once I get this out, I can actually slow the breaks, and I can just build foundations and do at least a point of damage. And if they choose not to do anything, the next turn I'm going to do a point of damage, and I can sit here and sculpt and make cool stuff. And if they do decide to respond, commit a foundation after an attack leaves a player's card pool due to their effect, I don't know, like me removing my own, it's just committing their cards in order to make their turns over sooner, which I'm super okay with. It's just a 1-of because, yeah, I want to see it, but I've got ways to pick it up out of my discard pile. And then the coolest card in the deck is Southern Crosshall. I'm so sad this card's rotating. Before each player's review step, that player may draw 1 extra card. What this does is this lets me find attacks that I don't want to play and just grab them into my discard pile, or grab foundations I don't want to play and put them into my discard pile. And then commit after you block with a foundation card, add it to your hand. The zone of your opponent's next attack is changed to that zone. So kind of like with Demon Realm Awakening, this says that I play any foundation, I commit my Southern Crosshall, I pick that thing back up, and then I respond to Zasalamel and play with my foundation. And so not only is their next attack now a low because of the card that I blocked with, but now I get to play my block with no progressive, I play my attack with no progressive, but now my next block also has no progressive. So this card by itself, this asset by itself, just saved me 2 committed foundations if I checked poorly. So super good card. Super sad it's leaving. Onto the attacks. Every attack that we play in the deck has the reversal keyword, and you'll just because I want to pull them out of the discard pile with Zasalamel, but I got some interesting picks. I got 4 Spider Suplex. The main point of this card, honestly, is just throw and gain 3. There's plenty of times on Spider Suplex that I've just like played a Spider Suplex on my turn as the only attack, given it -5 speed, given it +5 damage, and so now it's a -2 mid for 11 that half block they take 6, and I gained my 3. There's plenty of lose a little bit of vitality cards in here, so you get to play those for free and then gain it right back. This card's super crazy good. It's got Desperation 4, so I can play it when I'm starting to lose and just gain 3. Like blocking and then playing all 4 of these on my opponent's turn just says that I gained so much life. This card's such a value card. It's a good thing it checks out too because it's definitely deserved. The next 4 of is 4 Urban Shower. This makes my opponent make a choice. This says if it's not blocked, I'll once again gain more vitality. I've got 35. That's a bunch. If they block, they're going to break or 1 themselves the rest of the turn. And then they'll lose an extra 2 vitality. So it's like a 4 low for 6 asterisks, and I gain my 2. And then it just leaves. So like super yummy. Next, for Spraygio. This is the workhorse of the deck. Playing it from my hand is fine, but playing it from my discard pile is super good. After I block with the thing, play Spraygio on a 3. It almost always checks by itself. There are a couple bad checks in here, 2s and 1s, but like primarily it's 3s or better. And then it just lets you draw 2 more block cards, and then it clears itself from progressive. This card, nobody wants to block this card, and so it's just a free extra 2 damage, unless you have like some sort of speed pump, which we probably do. In which case, it's a little more damage, which means they might want to pump it. It has the same clause as Urban Shower of like you have to make an actual choice to block this or not, because giving Zasalamel 2 more cards to block with might mean that I'm going to actually just play 2 more attacks on you. So this card can really ramp into extra stuff. Speaking of easy blocks, I guess I lied. Every attack in here is not a reversal, huh? But this is just a free block. Flame Aura just says after you attempt to block with it, their speed becomes 0. So I block with Flame Aura, they burn a vitality, and then I play any card on my discard pile. And if they block this, they burn an extra vitality, which means that it's possible they just don't block it, which means that my effect of Spraygio, my effect of Urban Shower, my effect of hitting them for a 6 damage throw with Spider Suplex just goes off. This card is detrimental to a lot of game plans like Moonset or whatnot, especially if they give the powerful and they lose the safe. It means Zasalamel gets to do cool stuff. Moving on. We get into the 1-ofs. There's a bunch of 1-ofs because I get to pull them out with Zasalamel for whatever effect I need. We're playing 1 Guardian Slasher. This card just turns off turns. The effect to add it back to my hand never happens if I use Zasalamel's response because Jessica was thinking, and it says if it leaves the card pool as well. So it'll get gone. But block with a Flame Aura, play Guardian Slasher is like an incredibly strong combo. They burn for 1. I'll pay 3 or pay 4, and then if I'm feeling it, I'll play a Spider Suplex on my turn and gain that back. So it's like this card did not have a real cost. It checks a 1, so just be careful. 1 Withering Toxin. This could probably be a 2-of. This card's crazy in Zasalamel. It clears their whole card pool after blocking. After block, reverse it on my discard pile, clear their whole card pool, get 2 speed for each card that cleared. And with the +2 speed, you also get +2 damage because of Zasalamel's ability. You also draw X cards, which, as I said with Spraygio, the more cards you draw as Zasalamel, the more you get to block. And then it flips one of their problem foundations. So if they've got something down there that like is actually causing you an issue, you just flip it with Withering Toxin. So it probably could be a 2-of, but man, I just don't like that 2 check. It's just real scary. Laser Trident. This card's really cool because, yes, it's a little overcosted with a 6, but if you're playing it after blocking with like a Demon Realm and ignoring it, clears the progressive and clears itself. And if you have any extra cards in your card pool, or any extra cards in your hand, excuse me, you just +1 speed for every card in your hand, so it gets +1 speed and then +1 damage from Zasalamel. It's just like sometimes it gets 4/4 on as your attack, so it's like it's something they actually have to deal with. And then our card pool, after it's played as a reversal, they stuff a card. And so now it's possible that they have to stuff 2 cards because of Zasalamel giving it a bunch of damage, it giving it stuffing a card, and it's just like it's possibly Breaker 2, or it's like 7 to 10 damage they just have to deal with. Up next we got 1 The Voices from the Abyss. This card is real clutch. I think the only time you want to do it is just to seal their character if they're being a little too mean and you don't have your Guardian Slasher yet. Characters are incredibly good. It's kind of the reason we play this game. Is the cool character stuff. It's also a 0 mid block, which is fantastic. 6 mid for 7. Any speed pump that we give is also giving damage. And then you discard momentum and seal everything in both staging areas. I never, ever, ever want to use that ability. My staging area is way too important in this deck. But turning off your opponent's character and making them have to deal with 7 extra damage, possibly more, is worth it, I believe. The last attack, this is my least favorite attack in the deck. It's Lilitus Ingress. It just seals up another problem card. It's like another copy of Kafazel or Kefaliz. No idea. And it gets extra speed, which means it gets extra speed and damage with Zasalamel. It's fine. It could probably just be another Withering Toxin, but I'm afraid of the two. On the foundations, we're playing quite a bit of foundations just because I mill a bunch of cards in order to get a bunch of resources, so I want to have a little bit of extra padding. We're playing 4 Portal Barrier. This is the best card in his deck, like hands down. But our check of 5 before you would take damage, reduce it by 1, minimum 3. It just stretches out this life total so much. That mixed with half blocking with this and then reversaling with Spider Suplex just like stretches your life total out so much. This card is like the first card I've ever. This deck's the first deck I've ever liked Portal Barrier in. It's so powerful. The next card is Soul Beats. This card is a really interesting choice. It got thrown in here after I discovered Southern Crosshall, but honestly, this card's really good just to play a little defensive. It's a 3 mid block, which sucks, but it Zasamel's -5 is okay with it. And if they decide not to attack, or if they attack with and you block with other things, it just builds for free, which means you didn't actually lose the turn building it. You still got the value off of playing the Soul Beats. I think this card is super good, and it's another one of those cards that I'm sad is rotating. My last 4 of in the deck is Guardian of the Spirit Sword. So the way the Guardian works is this deck gets -2 or -3 speed, depending on if it's a weapon or not, and it doesn't commit to do so. It also says E flip, discard a card, add 1 of your assets from your discard pile to your hand. We're playing like 5 assets, and they're all very different, unique style assets. So it's kind of we have a Breaker 3 asset, and we're picking up Swordfishes is really good. But mainly it's just like, hey, this is a little baby version of Zasamel's block. So it makes my spread Ghios easier, makes my everything easier. It's super good. On to the 3-ofs, I've got 3 Humper Spiders and Dragons. Gain 2, Burn 2 is good, as well as just Foundation Control. There's a 4th one in the sideboard in case you've got a very specific Foundation that's hurting you, but this card's very standard. Everybody should know what that card does. Through the Dark Side of Karma, it's a speed reset, and it's revoke for non-weapon cards. Super important when it comes to Zasalamel, because there's sometimes that abilities will just kill me. And one of the best things to stop this with is a missile launcher giving +4 speed, so I don't have to waste the Zasalamel on it. I'll just oh, the missile launcher is not a weapon. Boop. There we go. We've got 3 Kirin Soul. This is just if I block, no damage. It gets -1 speed, but we don't really necessarily care about that. It's just sometimes our zone is off, or I want to block with my Flame Auras and their attack is really fast and mid. Kirin Soul just says that I just don't have to deal with that. Second best card in the deck, Telekinetic Mastery. Our check is 6. After your opponent plays a pump, either speed or damage, it gets -2 speed or damage. Committing a card for -2 speed so I can block it with Zasalamel is insane in this deck. We don't necessarily care about the damage because we'll half block, use Portal Barrier to reduce damage, and then play the Spider Suplex in order to gain it right back. But commit a card for -2 speed every time that they play increase the damage. Crazy good. Or if you don't have any blocks, you can't do anything, just minus damage. I'll commit a card for -2. That's very good. New members of Nether Realms. Honestly, just flip draw a card. When we were playtesting the deck, I always felt like I was running out of cards in my hand, and without cards to block with, Zasalamel just doesn't do anything. He's a blank character, and having a blank character with 35 health just doesn't cut it nowadays. So that's why we play New Empress as well as Far Worse Places in Hell. Their response to draw the cards is just slightly different, and they each have a different utility, which is why it's 3 and 3 and not 4 and 2 or whatnot. But both are fine. I never really want to block with them. I want to block with other stuff. I'm playing 3 Most Trusted Assassin. It's just spam, and I get to look at their hand and know if I need to go in or not. Sometimes when I was playing the deck, I'd first form and I'd see something big like a missile launch and be like, oh, well, I need to try and pressure him to block with that card. So I'll play a couple attacks out of my hand and try and put in some real damage and see if he'll block with it. Or just once per turn, try and slow you down a little bit. Pay 1 life and then gain 3 back with Spider Suplex is pretty okay. Spam's also very relevant. Triple Syndicate target. This card's just a really good block. It's a 0-6 with a 0 low block, and blocking's important when you're Zasalamel. I've got 2 his Gift of Immortal Blood. The biggest thing is this is a second and third copy of Zasamel's -5, as long as I have momentum and they have a momentum, and I can commit in order to give them a momentum. So if they're trying to play around this card, I can actually stop them. It's just an extra copy of -5. Super, super crazy good when I just want to block everything. Double Reading the World of Outsiders. This card's insane, but honestly, I wasn't playing it as much as I wanted to. I only ever wanted to pump this with Spider Suplexes, which is why I just set it 2 of. Just because it gives +2/+4. It's just another copy of Erendite Replica, but I can play it on every attack, if you get what I mean. Double Demon Hide. This is really so that my Guardian Slashers and my Spider Suplexes don't get flashed. Also, Gauge is scary sometimes. Sometimes we can't fully block something, and so them not being able to play that ability. But really, it's just so that a High Seas Adventure doesn't stop our reversal play. On to the 1-ofs, we play just as many 1-of foundations as we do 1-of attacks, just because the deck wants to be cast as wide of a net as possible, just because the reversal game plan is really hard to sustain over every type of matchup. We're playing 1 Celestial Being. It's here for the reversal pump +3/+3, which is +3/+6 in Zasalamel, but you know, not getting totally stunned out by Coffee Samba is also very good. 1 Expert Swimmer. I'm playing a throw deck primarily, and so them being able to gain life and cancel it and extend my life by 2 is super good. Also, it's just spam with a good low block. 1 We Are Mini You're But One. Guys, play this card, please. This card is so underrated. Check a 6 to discard 1 of your momentum. Basically says commit a foundation, discard 1 of your opponent's momentum. That would be played on. Everybody would play that card. This card is so good. It also checks a 6. It has a 2 mid block. People play this card. Super underrated. Everybody play this. 1 Nightmare Tears. This should probably be a 3 of. After coming back from the event, when attempting to block with this, in addition to Southern Crosshall, these 2 cards comboing together is insane. This card does the same ability as Flame Aura, but it has a 3 low, and so we'll block, put it back in my hand. I just get to free block something twice, or at least half block something once, and then full block it twice, and then I get to play the reversal both times. This card, even by itself, is just nutty. 1 Act of Treason. It's kind of the same thing as Home for Spiders and Dragons. It just has a slightly different timing. It's a form remove as opposed to flip, and I get to remove any foundation in their staging area as opposed to possibly them getting it to have it back. It doesn't have a block, but that's okay. We want to build it anyways. 1 Habitual Smoker. This card is really cool and really niche inside of this deck exclusively. If they're posturing like they're going to block your attack, you just lose the vitality and gain it back. Or, you know, if you get to full block something, lose the vitality, gain it 2 back, and then reversal them. This card's super good. Just to, like, once again, just extend that life just a little bit further and a little further. This card is a sleeper in this deck, for sure. 1 Exposition. -2 speed before the block is super good. +2 speed before the block so they can't block your kill card is good. You should play it. 1 Fueling Up. Kind of the same reason as Expert Swimmer in here. Just, I want to pump big damage on a -speed or +speed attack, and they try to reduce the damage. No, thank you. And my last card is Blood for Blood. Kind of like the same thing with Poison Apples. It is okay to play this like poke game, and because I have so much vitality, losing 2 to make them, if they block, lose 2 is most certainly worth it. This thing, this like really kills like Zhanghuas and whatnot. This card's combo. They're like pay 2 and there's a Flame Aura here, or pay 2 versus a Spider Suplex. You just don't want to block it. And I gave it -5 speed and +5 damage. Now you really don't want to block it. It's gonna hit you for at least 8 if you block this Spider Suplex. Thank you everybody for watching this profile on Zasalamel. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to leave comments down below. If you want more profiles like this, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on patreon.com/UFSU University, and do all the cool social media stuff. So from all of us here at UFSU, stay learned.